Welcome back, guys. Y'all enjoyed that little Urara video. It wasn't too crazy, kind of what I expected. I think I literally did right in the recommendations. There was like a longer video for him and stuff, but I don't know. It might just be bloated. Who knows? Who knows? But here we got our girl Suzuka. Look at this. What was that? 19 minutes of peak. I think Suzuka, besides the ugly, I think Suzuka was like the first. I don't mind especially because it was for like the anime and stuff, but it's like I don't know. Suzuka kind of hit it with me like the first other like horse girl that I was like, hey, you know what? I feel it. But
a common theme in Umamusume is inspiration of past.
My bad, bro. I know y'all can't hear, so y'all need captions.
A common theme in Umamusume is inspiration of past generations. In previous videos, we've covered the inspiration of Tokai Teo by Simbali Rudolph, a nod to real-life events and a source of motivation for Teo to try her absolute best. In doing so, Teo would inspire the main characters of Season 3, Kita-san Black and Satono Diamond. Though their stories will be saved for...
First of all, Diamond was inspired by McQueen. Get it right!
Future videos to come. Today, I wanted to focus on a Season 1 fan favorite from the anime, one who inspired Special Week and became her closest friend. Once more, just like all Umas, this story is based on real-life events. This is a story of Silent Suzuka, the runaway from another dimension who dominated the race course. Silent Suzuka was born on May 1st, 1994, in the town of Biratori, Hokkaido. Just like our previous video with Tokai Teo, Silent Suzuka was a stallion with a legacy continued on.
He's about to mention his tail video DNA. Hey, that ain't good, bro.
From his sire. Suzuka's sire was Sunday Silence, an American racehorse who retired with a total of 10 races, with the lowest placement being second out of all of them. Interestingly, despite being a horse from the United States, Sunday Silence would find himself venturing to Japan. Several factors played a role in Sunday Silence's transfer to Japanese soil. At the time, Sunday Silence was named Horse of the Year in 1989 after winning the Kentucky Derby. Due to the dominating record of Sunday's career, it caught the attention of Zenga Yoshida, a prominent Japanese breeder who had already invested in Sunday Silence. Arthur Hancock III, the owner of the farm Sunday Silence was born on, was struggling with financial difficulties at the time. Due to this, and lack of interest from American breeders, Yoshida would claim ownership of Sunday Silence, taking him back to Japan. This wasn't to race Sunday, but instead to make him a breeding stud for future race horses. Low interest was also present in America due to an injury Sunday sustained following his retirement. Ironically, the same decorated horse who has met with skepticism from American breeders would lead to be one of the most successful sires for the future of Japanese horse racing. Silent Suzuka would debut on February 1st, 1997 in Kyoto. Suzuka would take first place in this race, catching the eye of spectators with his debut. This wasn't a normal victory that people would see from a maiden race, but instead a complete blowout. Silent Suzuka would win this 1600-meter race by 7 whole lengths, a dominating performance of speed on a turf-based race course. Even from an early age, Suzuka showed promise on turf-based tracks. This race would make Silent Suzuka a fan favorite. However, unlike his maiden debut, the remainder of the year wouldn't be so impactful. Over the following races that Suzuka would participate in, ranging from March 2nd, 1997 to December 14th, 1997, we'd see Suzuka experience highs and lows of his racing career. Suzuka would only win 2 of the 8 following races, with the lowest placement being 15 at the Mile Championships in
15. Hold on. I can read this right. Where's the 15 at? This one? A lot of 1, 2s, 8, 9. Okay.
Kyoto. This, surprisingly enough, is all too common for Japanese racehorses. As I've stated in previous videos, the odds of a horse winning a race at all is already slim to begin with. Most horses don't even reach 10 total races in their career, let alone persevere past that point.
I ain't gonna lie, if that's actually the truth, the fact Urara had fucking like 100, what was it, 110 losses? Bro, well, I guess, I don't know.
Suzuka's 1997 race history has a multitude of factors that led to losing the race. In the Yayoi show,
Is that how
Suzuka's
you
multitude
ride
of
them?
factors that led
Bro's knees gotta be hurting.
to losing the race. In the Yayoi show, Suzuka's second race, held on March 2nd, 1997, Suzuka would go under the gate before the race started, shaking the jockey and resulting in a low placement. After a sequence of 2 wins following the Yayoi show, Suzuka's new aim would be the Tokyo Yushun, or the Japanese Derby. Unfortunately, Suzuka would once more fall short of victory, placing 9th overall. At Suzuka's following race, the Kobe Shimbunhai, he showed promise, hanging towards the front until the home stretch. This seeming victory would be thwarted by Matikane Fukukitaru, who would overtake Suzuka in the final spurt. In the 2 races that followed, Suzuka would change jockeys from Hiroyuki Uemura, who'd been with Suzuka since his debut, to Hiroshi Kawachi. Hiroyuki
Why you got an old picture of him, bro? Show him in his prime, bro. Damn.
He would express his grievance with Suzuka failing to cooperate with his instructions. Over the course of multiple races, Suzuka would not respond well to his jockey's commands. This change will result in 2 more low placements for Suzuka.
So
Just like with Hiroyuki, Kawachi also faced similar issues when trying to work with Suzuka as well. Silent Suzuka would prove to be difficult to work with for yet another jockey, resulting in another set of low placements in future races, these being the Autumn Tenno Show and the Mile Championships held in 1997. In addition to the jockey's difficulty to cooperate with Suzuka, his racing style was also not yet refined as well. Silent Suzuka had an odd racing style where he'd advance to the front of the pack only to lose steam and fall behind as the race continued. Following the string of defeats, Kawachi would be replaced by Yutaka Take, the jockey who, for all but one future race, would be by Suzuka's side as his racing career continued into 1998.
Yeah, I was about to say, because like, they kind of did in the anime where it's like Tareina-san, you know, gave Suzuka some advice, and then she changed scenes to Specca and all that.
This would be the point where Suzuka would go from an average racehorse to one of the greatest horses to ever emerge from Japan. In the anime, Silent Suzuka changes teams from Team Real to Team Spica, a nod to the exchange of jockeys Suzuka would experience in his real career. In the anime, it is stated that Suzuka disobeyed orders by ignoring her instructions to conserve energy, causing a rift between the trainer and Uma. Another parallel between the anime and real-life events are the circumstances leading up to Suzuka's transfer. The jockeys previous to Take, reflected in Team Real, would not understand how to fully harmonize with Silent Suzuka, leaving untapped potential yet to be seen. Suzuka's transfer to Yutaka Take, reflected in her transfer to Team Spica, would showcase the true potential that Silent Suzuka had, and the perseverance to bring out the absolute best of his racing capabilities. Season 1 of Umamusume highlights Suzuka's dominating maiden debut and the final 2 races of his career, these being the Mai Nichiokan and the Autumn Tenno Show in 1998. In addition to these 2 highlighted races, 1998 would prove to be a dominating year for Silent Suzuka. In the 5 previous races Suzuka participated in, he'd placed first in every single one. Not only this, but in addition to these dominating victories, 2 would be record-setting times. Suzuka's win streak in 1998 would also lead to a surge of interest in Japanese horse racing overall. The period in which Suzuka raced would be dubbed as the Golden Age for race horses, with Suzuka being a major driving factor in revitalizing the popularity of the sport. Suzuka wasn't only winning races, but doing so by a
That's cool. That's actually fucking cool. Cause yeah, I feel like horse racing, like I guess in Japan is probably still big, right? But I don't, you don't, in the States, and like as far as I see in the States and I guess over in Europe, I don't see people talk about it. I feel like one of those sports of like, it's like dog racing. I don't even think dog race is a thing anymore at all. But I don't know. It's like the thing, horse racing now, like at least in the West, I think now it's like a very like niche thing to get into. So I don't really know if they make money like that.
Wide margin against his competitors. This would earn Suzuka the title of being the runaway from another dimension, and on May 30th, 1998, that title would prove fitting for Silent Suzuka. At this point, Suzuka remained as an undefeated racehorse for 3 consecutive races in a row, these being the Valentine Stakes, Nakayama Kinen, and the Kokura Daishin, where Suzuka would set a record time. Popularity for Suzuka had already skyrocketed, resulting in high favor for Suzuka to win the upcoming G2 race. Despite Suzuka's popularity, the pool of horses he'd compete against were a very strong roster in their own regard. Suzuka would be put against multiple racehorses with winning streaks of their own, most notably Taiki Eldorado and Midnight Bet. For context, the Kinko show, the race Suzuka would participate in, had a record time of 2 minutes 1.4 seconds. This meant that in order to ensure victory, Suzuka would need to at least cross the finish line by the 2-minute mark. No one would expect just how much lower Suzuka would set this time. Suzuka's running style is a gamble in itself, a risky method that has a horse sprint at full speed right out of the gate. Utilization of this technique, dubbed as the runaway method, were used by horses who either disliked physical fights or had a strong desire to run ahead of the pack. For Silent Suzuka, his reason would be the latter. Despite the risky method, Suzuka remained at the front of the pack by a large margin. This race will result in Suzuka's final time being 1 minute and 57 seconds, with Midnight Bet, the second place recipient, clocking in a time of 1 minute and 59 seconds. Silent Suzuka has set a dominating record time, beating Bet by distance, with the official documentation stating by 11 horse lengths. This victory would solidify Suzuka's 4th consecutive win in 1998. On July 12th of the same year, Suzuka would compete in the Takarazuka Kinen, a G1 race that would truly test Suzuka's fighting spirit. Up until this point in his career, Suzuka had yet to claim a victory in a G1 competition, with the previous 4 victories being either G2 or G3 races. This race would also prove difficult due to Take being unable to jockey Suzuka. Originally, due to the distance of the Takarazuka Kinen, Silent Suzuka's handler would opt to not race him and instead plan to set the goal of winning the Autumn Tenno show later on in the year. Due to this, Take would instead jockey Airgrew for the Takarazuka Kinen. This was the plan, until by sudden request of Suzuka's owner, he was suddenly registered for the G1 race. Due to the short time between registration and the race day, Suzuka was paired with Katsumi Minai. Worry quickly circulated due to Suzuka's history of previous handlers and if he'd be able to squeeze a victory with Katsumi as his jockey. Luckily for Suzuka, Katsumi was a well-seasoned jockey who had worked with multiple famous racehorses, most notably Tamamo Cross and Oguri Cap. Even with the new jockey, Suzuka would manage to claim a victory for his 5th consecutive race in a row. Katsumi had later recounted that it was as if the horse ran on his own. The harmonization between jockey and racehorse was clearly present, and Katsumi highly rated Suzuka's overall capabilities on the racetrack. By this point, Suzuka was able to control his pace much more effectively, reducing the probability of running out of stamina mid-race. Suzuka would instead sprint at high speed right out of the gate, slow down and regain stamina midway through, and spurt on the final straight. With this being the final G1 victory for Katsumi Minai, he retired shortly after the Takarazuka Kinen, aiding Suzuka to maintain his chain of first place finishes. Following the Takarazuka Kinen, Suzuka would participate in the Mainichi Crown, as stated previously, a race that was showcased in Umamusume Season 1. Silent Suzuka will be put once more against a set of strong competitors. In this race, most notably, Grass Wonder and El Condor Pasa. This race was broadcasted to over 130,000 people, despite it being a G2 race. As personified in the anime, Silent Suzuka would once more show clear domination in this race, beating both Grass Wonder and El Condor Pasa by a decent margin. In post-interviews held with Pasa's jockey, he would state that it was as if he couldn't even step on Suzuka's shadow, showcasing the sheer strength that Suzuka had to maintain a lead over strong competitors. This victory would mark Suzuka's 6th consecutive win in 1998, but would have much deeper meaning to Japanese horse racing. At the time, there was an order in place to protect Japan's domestic horse racing industry. A rule had been established preventing foreign imported horses from participating in G1 races. This was
That's some pussy shit, bro. I ain't even gonna hold on.
To avoid the now common practice of purchasing overseas horses for a cheap price that displays strong pedigrees and racing potential.
I get that, but like that's straight up pussy shit. I'm gonna keep it a $1.50. Like, damn, That's just no confidence in your horses, bro. No confidence in your people. Like, come on now, man. That'd be like if fucking, I don't know, boxers couldn't fight other boxers from other fucking countries. Like, what are we talking about, bro? You sound stupid.
Both El Condor Pasa and Grass Wonder were product of this practice. The fear was present that with an influx of foreign
I didn't know Grass Wonder was not pure from Japan. I knew Condor was.
horses, the reputation of Japanese ranches would plummet, as well as the training methods needed to the Japanese people. Silent Suzuka would shatter these notions with his dominating victory at the Mainichi Okan.
He is, like, I guess, half American. I don't know.
Proving once more that horses born and raised in Japan could very well be fierce competitors in their own regard. This victory would serve as an opportunity to lift the ban on foreign horses participating in G1 races. Silent Suzuka's career was that ban on foreign horses participating
I didn't know she was also like a foreign American horse.
In G1 races. Silent Suzuka's career was at an all-time high, but unfortunately, this would be where his luck would run out. With a staggering growth in popularity and thousands of adoring fans, Silent Suzuka would participate in the Autumn 10 No Show. Suzuka had previously participated in the Autumn 10 No Show a year prior. However, he had an unremarkable placement, finishing 6th overall. This time, Yutaka Take and Suzuka went into the race with high spirits, ready to show the audience yet another dominating victory. This would mark Suzuka's 7th consecutive win overall if he were to place first in this race. At the start of the race, as the anime and real footage showcased, Suzuka wasn't only in the lead, but was in the lead by an incredibly large margin. The JRA race footage shows that Suzuka was so far in front of the pack that even a wide shot of all the competitors could barely capture Suzuka's staggering lead. This was met with cheers for Suzuka to set yet another dominant victory once more. However, as Suzuka continued to run, everything suddenly changed. Suzuka began to decelerate, slowly grinding to a halt as his competitors passed him. In the anime, Suzuka also runs irregularly, as if she lost her balance and tempo. Mid-race, Suzuka had fractured his left front leg, rendering him unable to finish the race. An injury mid-race can be dangerous for both the horse and their jockey. An example of this would be Rice Shower's mid-fracture causing his jockey, Matoba, to sustain injury with the fall.
You do not gotta remind me of that.
Suzuka, despite being injured, didn't topple and fall, but instead, as Take describes, it was as if Suzuka had attempted to protect him, trying all he could to not cause Take injury with a high-speed tumble. Race records for Suzuka show that he did not finish this race, and instead was transported off the racetrack for further examination. Later analysis of this footage revealed that this injury could have been avoided. It seemed as though Suzuka had run faster than his body could handle, and the repeated stress on his leg finally gave way. In the anime, we see Silent Suzuka begin to recover from these injuries and eventually return to the track once again. But this is all to pay respect to Silent Suzuka's legacy. It's common belief that horses will rebel and buckle if they feel threatened, or accelerate irregularly if their jockeys can't control them. This, however, was not the case for Suzuka. Take and Suzuka had an extensive history together, and encountered little to no conflict when on the racecourse. Even recounts from Take revealed that Suzuka didn't show any signs of irregularity in behavior. He just accelerated on his own.
I don't know if they braided his hair or if that's like an ornament, but that's cool.
This led many to believe that Suzuka simply wanted to see how fast he could go, which, once more, is clearly personified in Umamusume. Unfortunately, at the age of 4 years old, Silent Suzuka, due to his injury in the Autumn 10 No Show, would be euthanized, ending a career with an undefeated year.
Why am I watching these what the fuck do y'all got me watching? Why am I watching these fuck ass videos, bro? Yo. What do y'all got me I know it's history. I'm watching a fucking documentary pretty much, but bro, what the fuck? Yo. I don't need to know. I know that the horses is dead, bro. I know it's like I think like Gold Ship, like it's like the only one left alive or some shit or some bullshit like that, right? For like a lot of the older horses, but it's like, damn, bro. Like, I don't gotta know this shit, bro. I don't gotta know. You know,
of racing.
That's
Unsurprisingly,
some
this
bullshit.
event came as a major shock to fans of Japanese horse racing. A Fuji
Wait, so what was the whole thing about Suzuka going to like America in the anime then? What was that about?
TV announcer's phrase, "the Sunday of Silence," would
Nah.
become the symbol of this tragedy. The Autumn Tenno
Reckon I'm
show would
dropping
take
some
place
hard-ass
on
shit like that.
November 1st, 1998, which fell on a Sunday. This phrase, "the Sunday of Silence," would pay respects to the day of Suzuka's passing, and also the legacy that he came from, being an offspring of Sunday silence. To many, Suzuka's abrupt death was one of the biggest what-ifs in horse racing history. Suzuka had finally found a style which suited him, a jockey who he trusted dearly, and had gained the adoration of thousands. All these achievements alongside the prospect of even more wins snuffed out in an instant. Umamusume did a great job with showcasing Suzuka's legacy in the anime. As mentioned earlier, instead of simply writing Suzuka out of the series, she instead remains a motivator for Special Week and the rest of Team Spica.
That is true.
Umamusume tends to shy away from creating scenarios that didn't occur in real-life records, but instead aim to honor the legacy that was left behind by racehorses who met an abrupt end.
Hey, like I said in the Rush Hour videos, like, hey, it'd be kind of crazy if they kind of redid, like, you know, Umamusume and actually did, like, you know, the real life events.
Silent Suzuka and Rice Shower are both examples of this. Although they still exist in the series, their stories have ended long ago. A touching legacy hidden in the anime is Special Week and Suzuka's friendship. This is a nod to Take's following race in the Autumn Tenno show, where alongside Special Week, Take would bring home a first-place finish a year after Suzuka's tragic incident. A touching legacy displayed by a tight bond that these two Uma share while training in Tracen Academy. Suzuka's legacy is also highlighted in Umamusume Pretty Derby, where the final race in her career before the Ura finale is the Autumn Tenno show, giving players a chance to allow her to finish a race that she never would. The impact of Suzuka's death hit people incredibly hard. A recount from Junko Hosoe, a race commentator who also appears in Umamusume, states that people flooded the phone lines of the JRA Tokyo racecourse, all inquiring if Suzuka was okay. Amazingly, the JRA did not turn these callers away. The internet wasn't as widespread at this time, so instead, the JRA spent the entire day relaying Suzuka's situation to concerned fans, urging them to pray for Suzuka's swift recovery. Suzuka's passing also led to the creation of memorials and even a dedicated song to honor him. This song is entitled Tenma no Yoni, like a Pegasus. Today, fans of Suzuka can visit the Chukyo racecourse to honor and pay respects to his legacy, a racehorse who redefined Japanese horse racing and left behind a string of triumphant victories, personified in Umamusume by a diligent Uma with a deep compassion for her friends and a drive to always give it her all. This was the story of Silent Suzuka, a career which ended abruptly, but would leave behind a legacy that would inspire future generations to come. Who should I cover next in this series, and what was your favorite part? Be sure
favorite part was when I didn't know about how he died. That was my fucking favorite part.
to let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you all for joining me, and as always, I will see you all in the next one.
Like I did not like, bro, every time, bro, when he said that shit about Rice Shower, I was like, yeah, man. Yeah, bro. I did not need to know that, man. Holy shit. Oh. That's cool that the jockey did I guess jockeyed Cross and Ogden. That's cool to know. Damn, bro. She was dead as the Max Verstappen the fucking. Hey yo, if y'all watched the race on Sunday, bro, Max was in front, bro. He was literally on a fucking Sunday, bro. He was literally on a Sunday drive, bro. Me and my boys were watching that shit. We're like, yo, bro, he's on a Sunday ride, bro. At one point, he was like 20 like some shit seconds ahead, bro. It was fucking crazy, bro. Like, bro was chilling the first place. Like, yeah. Yeah. Hey, yo, who was they should do like a crossover with F1, bro? Give Suzuka like a fucking like Verstappen outfit or some bullshit, bro. That would be lit, man. Come on now. Nah, man. I did not need to know still, bro. I did not need to know none about this shit. Like, keep me in my delusions, bro. Bro, if I watch Ogni Cap, which I won't, 'cause I don't know if season one's gonna cover like her entire story for Ogni Cap and stuff. So it's like I won't try to delve into like her story at all until like until it's all animated and stuff, right? Well, I swear to God, there's some bullshit how Ogni died. It's like, bro, I swear to Christ, man, I swear to Christ, I don't know. I just find out how my second favorite horse girl died, bro. I don't gotta find out how my first one does. Pet. All right. If y'all enjoy, y'all know what to do. Like, comment, sub, share, all that good stuff. Deuces.